Hey, this is Trish here for day 16 of my video series, Video Every Day in 2015. And what I thought I would do today is talk about how to treat a sore throat or a cold or a sinus infection, that kind of thing, from a home remedy point of view. Now understand, I am not giving you medical advice. I'm not telling you what you should or should not do. I'm just saying what I do for myself and what I do for my daughter. And in fact, it's my daughter that's prompted this video because my daughter is sick right now. There's some kind of creepy crud going around. It's just that time of year. And so I just wanted to share with you some of the things that I do to help combat this. Now, I don't know if you can see all of this. I tried to get all of this in the camera frame, but I don't think it's quite all there. And I apologize for having this in selfie mode because I really do want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, so a cold or the flu, that's a virus. And if you have a sinus infection or bronchitis, those are bacterial based. And so you have to treat those two different things differently. However, if you start out with a virus, like a common cold, and you get the stuffy nose or a runny nose, or you have all that nasal drip going down, it can lead to a bacterial infection, not from the virus itself, but just because of the clogged sinuses or the junk, that's sunk to the bottom of the lungs. And so you have to treat those differently. So here are a couple of things that I do. First of all, a great antiviral is elderberry. This is a concentrate. I get this at my health food store. And so all I do is just 2 tablespoons, and my daughter needs this right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it for her. And a glass, it doesn't have to be fancy. And just do a couple tablespoons. And because I have done this quite a bit, I know exactly what 2 tablespoons looks like. And so 2 tablespoons, and then about a cup of water. And then she likes it iced. She likes ice and she doesn't like it warm. But then I put a nice little pink straw in it. And what it does is it's just an all-around great antiviral. You drink this, and through the digestive process, it's going to extract all those good volatile chemicals in the elderberry that help fight a virus. Now, let me just put this to the side because she's going to want this. I might drink it because it tastes good. And I don't want to get sick. I do not want what she has because I sing and teach voice for a living, and so yeah, I kind of need my voice. Not that you don't. I'm not saying you don't. So that's the elderberry. Another thing that I do is I give her fenugreek. Now, fenugreek is it's interesting because it smells like maple syrup, and according to the health food store ladies, she says that fenugreek is what is used to flavor pancake syrup. Because, you go to the store, you buy pancake, well, I don't, pancake syrup, you really shouldn't buy that. Because all it is it's flavored corn syrup. And you'll see it says maple flavored. There's no real maple in it. What they do, according to her, is they get fenugreek. And they use this fenugreek to flavor the corn syrup, a maple flavor, to give it that, I guess, pancake flavor. I don't know. I'm from the South. We don't do maple syrup down here, or at least I never did. What we do for pancakes, even biscuits, yum yum, is blackstrap molasses, which is really great. This is also something I do. I want to talk about in a second. But organic blackstrap molasses, that's what we put on pancakes. So it was really cool to learn that about fenugreek. I never knew that. But fenugreek, it's cool because whatever your nose issue is, it'll help. If your nose is stuffy, it'll help unclear it. If it's runny, it'll help stop it. So whatever is going on with the nose, it will help, and it'll do whatever it needs to do so that your nose kind of feels like it's not as plagued by the virus. So this is fenugreek. When she starts getting sick, or when I start getting sick, and I don't get sick nearly as much as she does because she goes to school, so she's around icky, germy teenagers all day long. But she brings that home, and I certainly don't need it. But 2 of these every couple of hours for the first couple of days, and it really helps when you first have that hit of the sinuses and the runny nose and stuff like that. Let's see, what else do we have? Of course, zinc. You have to take zinc. Zinc is proven to cut the length of a virus cold in half. So the average is about 8 days. Taking a good quality zinc, you can cut that cold down to 4 days. And this is, I think this is like 30 30 milligrams. When I get sick or start getting sick or she starts to get sick, I want her on at least 50 milligrams a day. Again, I'm not saying what you should do, I'm saying what I would do. And if she's really, really sick, if it's something that's really bad that hits her, I would put her on several of these, or at least get her up to about 100 milligrams a day for a couple of days and then taper off. Because when you first get sick, you want to hit it hard. You want to get rid of that virus as soon as possible. So, you want your zinc. Another thing you can do for sore throat is you can gargle with sea salt water. You can do a half teaspoon or a teaspoon to a cup of water, and if you don't drink it all at the time, that's okay. You can just set it aside. You can come back to it later. Maybe just cover it up with something so that you can, you know, just drink it later, because you don't want to like make the salt water and then you dump it down the drain. And no, I don't recommend just going to the beach and drinking water out of the Gulf. I live a couple blocks from the Gulf of Mexico, and so no, that's not an option for those of you who live by the beach. So salt water is great for a gargle, and you want to gargle it, and you want not just swishing around, which that's good too, but you really want to gargle and get it as far back as you can, because some of the irritation from colds is going to be from the post-nasal drip. Now, you have nasal drip all the time. That's what keeps the back of your throat, the pharynx, that's what keeps it nice and moist and juicy. And it's when things start going wrong with the sinuses, that's when you start getting that dry, itchy throat. It's because you don't have the post-nasal drip. You don't have that nasal drip back there, which you really have to have, you know, on a regular basis. So this is going to help you. Gargle sea salt water. It's going to help clear up some of that junk back there. And sea salt has so many great trace vitamins and minerals in it. And this is the only salt I use. I don't use table salt, which is iodized. It's also highly refined. This is straight up sea salt, and this is what I use just for cooking and everyday life. Let's see, what else do we have? For singers, but this is for everybody, but singers especially. You want throat coat tea. Throat coat tea has several wonderful ingredients. One of the main ones, though, is the slippery elm bark. What it does is it helps just make everything feel so much better. Now, this is an herbal tea. This is not like most of the teas that you will see on the shelf that are too much sugar or too many flavorings or chemicals or whatever, or perfumed. This is an herbal tea, and it tastes like it. But, you know, if you like tea, I don't, but if you like tea, you will enjoy this herbal tea. I love the taste of throat coat tea because I know it's helping me. That's the only reason I like it. It's the only reason I drink it. Now, throat coat also makes, it comes in a box. I don't know if you can see. It comes in a little box. This is a sample. I get free samples of the stuff because I'm a voice teacher. You can buy this in the box. I've seen this not only at health food stores, but at Target. So if you don't find it in your local health food store, look at Target. You can even, of course, you can buy it online. But throat coat tea, they also make lozenges. That's little cough drop type of things. And those are the only cough drops that I will ever recommend, because normally cough drops are corn syrup and they're high in sugar, and they're just not good for you. They actually irritate the throat more than they help. And because they're sugar, they're usually like dyed red, so they have these fake dyes in them. Now, I'll take that back. I will tolerate a Ricola, a natural herbal Ricola. I will tolerate one of those until I can get some throat coat tea going or some throat coat tea lozenges. But I found something at my local health food store recently, which was slippery elm lozenges. So these are lozenges that have the main ingredient of the throat coat tea. This is slippery elm bark. And so slippery elm bark, it's the key word here is slippery. When you have that dry, itchy throat cough feeling, this will make your throat feel so much better. And so, no, I'm not paid by these people. This is just what I do. It's what I recommend. It's what I do for my daughter. It's what I recommend to my voice students. Because when I teach voice, I make my students suffer through horrible voice anatomy and health and taking care of themselves, because when you're a singer and when you're a performer, your whole body is your instrument. You've got to stay healthy, right? So anyway, so that's this. So that's these. Now, one of the most important things, so that's kind of a antiviral situation. So moving on to the antibacterial, antibacterial, what I love is colloidal silver. Now, this little bottle, I don't know if you can see, probably not, it says 10 parts per million. It's 10 ppp, 10 parts per million. But it has this great little nozzle thingy right here. And this you put up your nose and you squirt twice each nostril. And when a cold starts, it's it's every 2 hours with the colloidal silver. Now, when I first bought this, what I really wanted was this colloidal silver, which is 30 parts per million. However, buying this bottle, which has a dropper, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if I can handle all this on camera. Woo. This is 30 parts per million, so it's 3 times as strong as this, but this doesn't come with the nasal thingy, and this nasal thingy doesn't fit over here. So colloidal silver is a broad spectrum antibacterial, and so you put it up in the nostrils, and if your sinuses are blocked, there are a couple of things you can do. First of all, every time before you do this, you want to blow your nose. Make sure that you can get as much junk out of your nose as possible. And then also what you can do is you can do some peppermint oil. Peppermint oil will help open up passages. So if you have some essential oil, it has to be 100% pure essential oil, peppermint, and just put it right here on your nostrils. And you could even do some inhaling, and it just helps open things up, and then get in there with the colloidal silver, because this stuff is just amazing. Now, I am also told that silver, very, very fine, thin sheets of silver, used to be used on the battlefield to stop wounds from bleeding. So it kind of acted like a coagulant, and as well as healing. Now, for those of you who are Irish and Scottish, and you know that our ancestors painted themselves blue with woad. Well, woad is also an anticoagulant, so they use the silver kind of in that way. So colloidal silver nasal spray is antibacterial. Another thing that we do, what else do we do? What do we have here? Talked about zinc. Now, the thing about antibacterials, that's about the only antibacterial that we take that's like this. All the others are food. So, I don't know if you can see honey. This is local honey. It is absolutely delicious. And when you buy honey, you want to buy local. You do not want to buy honey from the grocery store that's from Canada or 12 states away. You want to buy local, raw honey. The reason is because the local honey has the pollen that you are having allergic reactions to. If you live, say, in Mississippi like I do, and you buy honey that's made in Canada, well, I don't know what flowers and pollens are up there in Canada, and it's certainly not going to help me. So raw, local honey. You want it raw because when it's pasteurized, it starts cooking out and killing all of the good stuff. But honey is antibacterial. So you can do honey, you can put honey in your tea. You can also make honey just as a warm drink. My hot water out of my tap is so hot that I actually use the hot water right from the tap to make some of the breads that I make because it's that warm. But you can do that just with hot water, some warm water, and then a tablespoon of honey, and that's going to help you. Now, you don't even have to do that. You can do honey, just eat it by the tablespoon if you want to, if you like the taste of it. I did not grow up eating honey. So when I first started eating honey, it was weird. I did not like the taste of it. Now, I love honey, and this is local honey. Maybe it was because the honey I tasted back then, it was store-bought, and so it was pasteurized, it wasn't local. This is local and it's raw, and this is from Gaucher Gold. So for those of you, he's at the farmer's market here in Ocean Springs every Saturday, but he also will do deliveries if you want your honey. So this is antibacterial, but what you can do with the honey as well is you can make a little drink with your, of course, organic apple cider vinegar. This is organic, it's raw, it's unpasteurized, and it's got the mother. It's got that cloudy bit down there at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. You shake it up, so you mix all of that in with it, and then you can use it. This is going to help in many ways. And one of the other things that I wanted to talk about being sick is that viruses and bacteria thrive in an acidic environment. And when you're sick, it's probably because your pH, your overall body pH, is a little bit lower than it should be. You want your overall body pH to be about 7.4, which is slightly basic or slightly alkaline. Neutral is 7, if you remember those lessons from high school science. And so what you can do is you can take some of these alkaline foods or alkaline forming foods or alkalizing foods, and this will help you bring up your body's pH to kind of help combat the virus, because the viruses can't live. The virus has a much harder time living in an alkaline environment. So what I would do is I will take a teaspoon or more of the apple cider vinegar, raw, okay, organic, with a teaspoon of my local raw honey and a cup of hot water, and I drink that. Now again, I don't like the taste of wine. I can't drink wine because it all tastes like vinegar to me. Well, when I first started doing vinegar, I couldn't even smell this. It was awful. I couldn't do it. It has taken me a lot of work to get my body healthy, to get where I can even open this and sniff it, much less actually drink it. So if you are that acidic, it's going to take some doing, and you may just have to close your nose and guzzle it down, because taste is 90% smell. So close your nose, drink it back, get it in your system to start helping your body become more basic or more alkaline. Talking about the alkaline things is, again, what I do for food. I have lemon juice, and I make lemonade. This is an organic lemonade. It's from the it's from trees from the bottoms of a volcano in Europe, Italy, and so it's Italian volcano. And I get this at my health food store. I have looked for this on Amazon.com, and it is ridiculously expensive. It is much cheaper to buy this at the local place, knowing they're getting a little cut, and I'm helping to support my local people. That's cool. So again, very simple. Just already the glass is over there. Would have shown you, but it's just 2 tablespoons and some water, and I sweeten it with stevia. Now this is stevia in the raw. Now you may not want to use this while you're sick, because this is it dextrose or maltodextrin? It's one of the sugar alcohols. So there are no calories in this itself, and there's no sugar or carbs in this itself, however, because it's stevia, which is 600 times sweeter than sugar. However, it is a sugar alcohol, and eating sugary things will keep you sick. Bottom line, if you're sick and you're eating sugar-based foods, desserts, etc., you will stay sick and might possibly even get sicker, because sugar helps create an acidic environment in your body. So when I make my lemonade, normally I will use the stevia. However, when I make my lemonade and I'm sick, or make the lemonade for my daughter, I'll use this. This is a stevia it's a liquid stevia, and it is the only one I have been able to find that is not based in a sugar alcohol. Again, I have nothing against the stevia in the raw. I use this on a regular basis. But when I'm sick, when my daughter is sick, I'll go for this, because this is stevia that is suspended in grapefruit seed extract. And grapefruit seed extract is just good for your intestinal tract. Okay, I won't say your, because I'm not giving you advice. I'm saying what I do, and I do this. So what else do we have here? So talking about acid and alkaline, your food is very important, and your food and your nutrition is going to be the most important thing you do, aside from taking antiviral, antibacterial things. You want to take lots of vegetables. Get these in your system, because vegetables are very alkaline. Romaine, kale, all of those good things, they're like an 8 or higher. So they're very alkaline. So they're going to help raise up your overall body pH. Then you have things like, I eat bananas because I don't actually like the taste of banana. That's why I eat them when they're kind of still green, because they don't taste as banana-y. However, if you let the bananas sit and you let them get brown spots on them, they are much better for your immune system. They have a chemical, of course, the word escapes me right now, but I read this recently that when bananas have these little brown spots all over them, they boost your immune system. So I'm going to let these go a little bit brown, and we'll use them. You can use them in a smoothie because, again, I can't stand the taste of banana. But I eat them one a day. You try to one a day when they're green, just to get the magnesium, potassium. But yeah, so let them get a little bit brown, or as I call them here in the house, we call them giraffes. When the bananas have gone giraffed, we know that they are great for the immune system. So you want to do that. One of the things you want to stay away from, though, when you're sick, is you want to stay away from meat. All meat is acidic. It's acidic going in, it's acidic going out. Unlike lemon juice, which is acidic going in, but it's alkaline forming on the body. It has an alkalizing effect on the body. So, as does the vinegar, apple cider vinegar. But all meat is acidic. And the worst of the bunch is red meat. Beef is very acidic, even if you're getting the really good, organic, grass-fed, free-range buffalo bison, hairy cow. It's still going to be acidic. It's acidic going in, and it's acidic on the body. Normally, what I buy for chicken is I buy this. This is Heartland. Again, I'm not paid by these people. This is no antibiotics ever, fed all vegetarian diet, no animal byproducts, and raised cage-free. You see that? You see that? You see that? Okay. And so, but even when I'm sick, I lay off eating the chicken. And what I'll do is, when my daughter is sick, she craves chicken soup. And I can't stand chicken soup, but I don't like soup anyway. But she wants chicken soup. So what I'll do is I'll do maybe one chicken. This is chicken thigh because, you know, they have more saturated fat. Saturated fat is good for you. I just wish they had the skin on. That's the one thing I wish. Heartland, if you're watching, sell more chicken with the frickin' skin on. Thank you. But it also, it's just juicier. It just tastes better. So I will saute one of chicken thigh or one or two chicken thighs, and I'll brown it so you get that great flavor from the browning of the chicken, the Maillard reaction in the skillet. But then what I'll do is I will boost the soup with quinoa. Quinoa is an absolute superfood. And what I will do is, you know, because soup, I'll just put this in when it's cooking. It only takes about 15 minutes to cook normally, so it's a lot faster to cook than rice. But when I put it in a soup, I put it in gumbo, I put it in chili, I put it in everything. That way I can use less animal meat and still get really great bioavailable protein. And that's why I do this. I put the quinoa in to get the protein, because you need protein when you're sick. Your brain needs protein. Your body needs protein. So I'll cut the chicken with some of this. And of course, you want to stay healthy, so do my organic coconut oil. My favorite coconut oil, honestly, is Tropical Traditions. I just haven't gotten any. I was out, so I just had to get this at the store. You know, and some other things that you can do when you're having all these ear, nose, throat problems. This is ear oil. This is garlic. It also has calendula, and it also has a tea tree oil. Now, this is a little dropper. Let me finish this. Sorry. It's a little dropper, and just put some drops in your ears, each side, and then you want to plug them up. You want to plug them up with cotton. Okay. Otherwise, the oil might just drip out all over your clothes. But I keep tea tree oil on hand because tea tree oil is just amazing. If you have never heard of tea tree oil, if you've never tried it, this stuff is great. It's antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic. It's anti-viral. I mean, it's just amazing stuff. Like if you ever go out hiking, camping, you need this stuff in your bag. But this is just great stuff to have. It's great for any skin, most any skin irritation. Of course, don't use it if you're allergic. I'm not giving you advice, okay? Okay. All right. What else do we have? We have so many things. One of the things I want to say about this is that, you know, when you're fighting some kind of infection, and if you can get as many antibacterial things in your food, the better. Again, honey is antibacterial, so is garlic, and it keeps away vampires, so I'm told. But this can be problematic if you are a person who's on, say, a probiotic diet and going like, this is a really good Greek yogurt, very high in fat, but it's real stuff. And I get it because it's higher in the saturated fat, but it's probiotic. And so if you're dealing with an issue like candida and you're on a probiotic regimen, then you want to just watch what you're doing in terms of antibacterial through your nutrition, because this is going to affect your system, your intestinal tract. So if you're going to be doing antibacterial through your nutrition, you might want to consider upping what you're doing from a probiotic. Oh, let me just show you this. Wasn't meaning to do this. You can see in my fridge, but if you do normal, like just yogurt through food, you might want to supplement with a probiotic here just to keep everything in balance, because once you start using antibacterials, they are indiscriminate. So you want to make sure that you're staying healthy everywhere, you know, while you're dealing with some of this horrible stuff. So, and I had chocolate just to show. You need chocolate. Yes, of course you do. Chocolate's high in copper, and you need that. So you need that for your skin and just for overall health. And also it's dark chocolate, it's Ghirardelli, so it's a really good quality. See, is there anything else? Oh yeah, when you're sick, you need your good fats. And so avocado is very good for you. And of course it's high in protein, and it's not an animal meat. So when you get your protein, you can get it from here. Even eggs are going to be acidic. So you want to lay off the animal meat as much as possible and try to get your proteins and your good healthy fats that you need to live from food, at least while you're sick. And if you do more of this stuff on a regular basis, I bet you won't be sick as often. So, anywho, okay, well, I think that's it. Once again, I did not mean to go this long with the video, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below, and I'll respond to it. And if I don't know the answer, I will do my dead level best to find out an answer for you. So, all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this elderberry drink. Yum, yum. I'm going to take this to my daughter because she is not feeling well. But, you know, again, just let me know if you have any questions, and, you know, and let me know what you do. I would love to know what you do from a home remedy, homeopathic way to heal yourself and heal your family. So leave me a message, leave me a comment below. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you all tomorrow. Love you. Bye. Mwah.